Greetings Tubiverse, I am one noob, and in this Top War video, we're going to cover one of the most important aspects of battle that all players need to know, and the sooner in your Top War journey, the better. I would call this Battle Stats 101. I guess I would call it. I don't know. It's very serious, I guess. Knowing what stats makes the most impact in battle guides your hand in everything and every event as you scrimp and save during things like buying decor items, messing with heavy trooper chips, Titan gear, Enigma beasts, and even base skins. Memorizing this will help you in so many things, and over time will make the difference between smart investments and, well, things that make you want to pay, I don't know, maybe a professional horse trainer to convince a rather large Clydesdale to get all angry, get up, rear up on its hind legs and stomp on your nether regions. It can be a maddening game. It's true. I'll tell you right now that we're all running on old theories of how battle equations work. It's really grueling work of basically applying something, hitting somebody, and then taking it off and hitting somebody again. It's a bunch of crazy stuff, right? So it's not easy, and I've seen 3 different versions of this over time. However, in today's Top War, there are 2 dominant, most circulated graphics on battle stats, and they look a little something like this. Ooh, the magic of the internet. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead and bask in their respective glories. I guess I'll be first to admit my inner geek gets warm fuzzies at the attempts these players put into trying to figure out how battle mechanics work. But I need to let you in on a little secret, okay? We're all guessing here, folks. That's right. They might be well-educated guesses, but their guesses all the same. So while people will tell you crazy stuff like, hey, one additional march is worth, I don't know, like 3 baboons and a pet hamster as an Enigma beast, or any weird numbers, don't get wrapped up in that. Don't do it. This work is noble and well-intentioned guessing, but just don't take it as the holy grail, okay? Because it's guessing. There are people that are out there right now that are spouting off parts of these like their formula directly from the developers. You do know developers can change the way this works at any moment in time, right? The reality is these things I'm showing you, they're not from the developers. They're from players like me and you. Hafir, who's an absolute genius, hasn't played the game in years and was, like I said, a total genius with that pioneering work. And the other graphic is penned by an unknown author, which I love that part. It's just a mystery. Ooh, who could have done it? But it claims that 1,000 more is worth exactly 2.6% attack. Here, look at me doing the math on my heroes for funsies. I know math. And 1,000 more for me is worth 2% attack. Just a little division, people. My point isn't that the author is wrong. That author is right about tons of stuff, but it's based on the author's account. This is how we're trying to figure things out. Again, hit something, do some math, take it off, hit somebody, do math again, back and forth and back and forth. It's really tough work, okay? But it's guessing. So let's talk about the most important battle stats as of today's Top War. Remember, they can change. And let's talk about the most important piece, why they're important. I want to start with what the most important battle stat currently is, and that's your Indestructible buff on your hero. Oh, wait a minute. You thought I was going to talk about March first, didn't you? Simple fact. We all know that when a hero has an Indestructible buff, it seriously reduces the damage for a certain number of rounds. If your hero says 40% here on its card, it really looks like it reduces the damage that much, which is absolutely wild, okay? This is why every competitive player has a strong hero with Indestructible on its hero card, and with that hero's level 5 exclusive, it typically extends Indestructible for another round. So number 1 for you is always have a strong hero with an Indestructible buff and get you at least 2 rounds of it if, I don't know, if you want to smush your enemies, if you feel like Top War is a battle game, it's up to you. You will be able to accomplish this with the level 5 hero exclusive on that hero. If it takes level 7, run away! And I don't know, unless you plan on spending thousands of good old US greenbacks or whatever currency is in your country on hero exclusives regularly in your Top War career. Even if it does take a hero's level 7 to get to that extra round and you're okay with spending thousands on every single hero that comes out that you think might be good in battle, it might not be a good exchange again since it's pretty common to get it with current heroes at their level 5 exclusive point. So in your spending and saving, regardless to if you're a free-to-play or pay player, You need the universal exclusive skill shards saved up to make this level 5 exclusive a reality with all new heroes. I have a video on that I'll link at the end of this video for your viewing pleasure if you want to see how I kind of recommend handling all of that. Heroes are so important that they can counter other stats by how they're arranged. That's why you hear all veteran players tell you that the right heroes in the right order can overtake other base statistics. Things like proc rate, which is just how often a hero triggers his or her special skills, and the compound effects of skills, and Titan Gear runes that modify these skills, can beat the ever-loving dog poop out of an unsuspecting player. So keep that in the back of your head here, okay? Hero cards have buffs and debuffs, that's the most important part, that are highly valuable and change a lot in game. So I'd say hero card debuffs are the second most important battle English. I'm not saying ignore base stats. They're super important, just please keep them in context. Third, I would argue, are suppressions. I didn't get to March yet. I know, I'm getting there. I know. You're going to eventually end up with all of these at level 100, but in the world of Top War, this is why players, including yours truly, keep complaining that one unit type beats you more easily. It's obvious that the impact of suppression is large, and so having your best March, being able to switch unit types out in a battle to take advantage of suppressions can turn the tides of battles and smush a whole lot of units at the same time, right? So at the top, you get 120% damage bonus and 120% def or defense bonus at level 100 suppression. While that's awesome, the obvious downside we all know is that it's unit specific, but it's important all the same. So yeah, always be mining, always be working your suppressions until they're all maxed out. They will help you out a lot, especially against players that don't take advantage of this and refuse to switch out their units. It isn't hard to set up 3 marches with different unit types in your quick march buttons, and there are some solid U-meta hero lineups out there. U-meta stands for Universal Most Effective Tactics Available. If that sounded weird to you for whatever reason, it's okay if it did, but there's the explanation. You're welcome. Now we're down to the 4th most important stat, which is march size. But why is a really big deal? People get this wrong, okay? So let's clear it up. Overall, when you attack or defend, you do so with 9 separate stacks of units. You've seen this if you've watched any battle ever. The stack size is what matters, not your march size. Keep that in mind. You attack and defend with stacks, these little individual stacks. The size of the stack modifies other stats that apply to unit, attack, and defense power. That's why people put so much in a march. We've all figured out that attack and defense modifiers go up. All of them go up when stack size goes up. And that's why I don't like people comparing one additional unit to adding X amount of attack or HP. It's not true. It's not the full story. It's not equivalent from what I've seen in battle. Coming in at number 5 is def, D-E-F, or defense. Again, we're all guessing here based on battle theories and also based on how rare def or defense is in the first place. You just won't find that many opportunities to buy decor that increases def. You will see some pretty strong players with a lot of def on their heavy trooper chips for a reason. It's a beast of a stat. Go ahead and test it yourself. But before I put up number 6 in front of you, let's check out a quick Top War tip from our one and only Nooblet.
Hello everybody, Nooblet here, hitting you with a quick tip to make you stronger in game. Smart players always farm resources created by mechanical masters. Do you know why? Well, not only are they better for farming resources, but you can even get class items chest from them. Just saying, you'll get your grow on the smart way. You'll thank me later. Nooblet, out!
Welcome back. Number 6 is damage increase. It's more common than def, but it's still harder to get your hands on than other things like attack and HP. We've noticed over time it has a stronger impact in battle reports, and you'll hear like, oh, that's a multiplier. So that's what we mean, it's stronger. A divider or a multiplier is just stronger in terms of its impact in the overall attack or defense. Number 7 is damage decrease. And after that, pretty much everything else is whatever floats your boat from a battle perspective. There's nothing wrong with saying it's in this order for what's left over. War, critical damage, invulnerability, attack, and finally HP, if that's what makes you happy. That's not where the story ends though, and people use these orders of importance sometimes the wrong way, finding themselves imbalanced and losing for reasons they don't understand. So let's talk about balance and how to apply these things to win more often than we lose. When you're a free-to-play player, you'll always have to pick which decor items to get your hands on, so the list of what's most important will be most critical to you. Yes, always march, yes, march, 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 march. More march is good. But the next step you take should be a balanced approach between defense multipliers like defense or DEF and damage decrease and attack multipliers like damage increase. Don't just overload on one of them, okay? If you see that, and also here's another little thing, like if you see one decor item is way stronger in its potential as it levels up than the other, let that guide you. The same's true if you're working your heavy trooper chips, Titan gear, or even Enigma beasts. But if you end up with just always grabbing attack top multipliers, you're going to find yourself losing to people with more defense. The truth is, any battle stat modifier is good, right? If you just stop to think about it. There's no junk per se in decor. I know some people are going to argue. Do it in the comments. I already know where you're going with that. It's going to be fun. Just that they aren't all created equal. And they don't provide equal percentages per level. That's why I built an entire guide on how to use the decor store using the least amount of money to get all the decor bundles there. That's another video you can find on my YouTube channel totally for free. As Titan gears modify all these stats and heavy troopers do the same, it's a layered approach you have to stop to consider. And yes, it's true that heavy trooper speed means it can attack more times. It's not a myth. I don't know why people are saying this is a myth. Just watch a battle go out when you get a bunch of it. And it puts attack speed at the top of the list, specifically for heavy troopers, as what you want in chips to the left of their setup screen for them. I mean, you can even get increased march size from Enigma beasts at this point, right? So there are just so many modifiers that come up across Top War that the order here is just a really big deal that needs to be sitting in your head. Otherwise, you're going to burn heavy trooper chips, Titan gear, and Enigma beasts you should have kept. And that's going to put you in a super self-hate phase for a little while until you get over the mistake. If it makes you feel any better, though, we've all done it before. Welcome to the club. I left out a lot. Listen, I know I did. But the order I listed here works for everyone I know. I would love to hear your thoughts, so please throw me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. Don't forget things change over time, okay? And so we need to revisit battle stats probably once a year and talk about how things are working because the world can shift on you. But I really wanted to make sure that I got this out to everybody because it was time for me to help a lot of people that comment and ask me questions, and video is a viewer request. So thank you so much for your support. And if you love talking about Top War, come over and join our Discord. It's free, just like everything else, except for the schwanky stuff in my merch store. So with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, Tubiverse.